Kathleen, so where are we in this never-ending saga?
Never-ending saga is right, isn't it? The stimulus soap opera of the last month, and of course it started out with Republicans saying they would never agree to any more stimulus, more than $1 trillion. The Democrats starting up around $3.5 trillion. So they have made progress, but not progress enough. And President Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, over the weekend, definitely playing the blame game, each saying, well, it's your fault. It's your fault. Trump was on Fox News saying Republicans are having, quote, a hard time with Nancy Pelosi. Now, of course, they feel they've upped their ante, upped the amount they're willing to offer so many times. Nancy Pelosi keeps drawing a line and saying it is not enough. You just don't understand. Trump also said, we want to do this stimulus. We especially want to help airlines that are having such trouble. We want to help restaurants. We want to help hotels. Nancy Pelosi, for her part, put out a statement where she said the White House's offer on dealing with the health impact of the virus is grossly inadequate. In fact, she thinks around $45 billion or more is needed for that. In fact, she said their plan is, quote, a deadly failure. She says, until it's resolved, we remain at an impasse. Now, Larry Kudlow, who is the White House chief economic advisor, actually said he thinks that Pelosi and Mnuchin will have more talks. The Treasury Secretary, he thinks Mnuchin will boost the White House's offer, which has already been up to 1.6. Trump's even talked about 1.8 trillion. And Steve Mnuchin and the White House Chief of Staff Meadows are calling for the unused funds from the Paycheck Protection Program to be used to help small businesses.
Kathleen, meanwhile, another top Federal Reserve official says more fiscal aid is really vital to the economic recovery.
Absolutely. Neil Kashkari, president of Minneapolis Fed, who has been very dovish on what the Federal Reserve needs to do in terms of boosting the economy, not hiking inflation until inflation is well moving higher, says it's vital for elected leaders to do something more. Here's what he said on CBS's Face the Nation Sunday show. We're going to continue to see a grinding, very slow recovery with thousands of small businesses around the country going bankrupt. That's why it's so vital that our elected leaders come together to take more action. What's going to get them to get together? What's going to get them to finally agree? Bloomberg Economics is arguing, and I think others might agree, that because the economic data in the U.S. the last couple of weeks have looked a little bit better, as Rob Kaplan, president of Dallas Fed, noted on our shows just last week. But the data coming out this week, if they continue to show weakness, maybe add a little more push to that. We're going to get retail sales. How's the consumer doing? Consumer prices. The Fed's concerned about wanting to move higher. And jobless claims on Thursday. How many people are still filing for new jobs? How many people remain unemployed? Is that the push that Congress, that the White House, that everybody needs to finally take this big step?